We all know what fishing in Terraria is. Love it or hate it, it's a key point of gameplay. Or is it? How good really are the items from fishing? Today, I'm going to look into the items that you can only get from fishing and their most practical uses. This includes the fish, potions, angler rewards, crates, and items. Let's start with the items and accessories. Some can be caught in any biome, which I'll go over until the specific items. You can tell where an item is caught based on the text at the bottom of the screen. The frog leg is relatively common, and you might have heard of it. It's an accessory that can be caught in any biome at any height, and surprisingly, has several effects. It allows for auto-jumping, which means you can hold down space to jump, and grants higher jump height, and increases the distance you can fall without taking damage. This can combine with several other items, notably combining it with the sailfish boots to make amphibian boots. Do note, these boots cannot be used to make the Terraspark boots. The rockfish is a hammer that can be caught in the underground and below in any biome. It has 70% hammer power and does 24 damage, which means it's the best pre-hard mode hammer, until the Pwn hammer is obtained by killing the wall of flesh. The balloon pufferfish can be caught in any biome at any height. It effectively works exactly as the same as the shiny red balloon, increasing jump height. It has far less crafting combinations than the shiny red balloon. The zephyrfish is a pet that can be caught at any height in any biome. It summons a little fish that follows you and is extremely rare. The bombfish is obtainable at any biome at any height, and functions as sticky bombs even though they don't look like sticky bombs. The amount you fish up scales based on your fishing power. 1.4.5 added 2 books that boost the damage and health of your NPCs. The first one can be obtained by fishing during a blood moon at any biome at any height. The second one cannot be used until this one is used. Frost daggerfish can be fished up in the snow biome and function like shurikens that can be thrown for 17 damage. They also scale based on your fishing power. Moving on to items fished from lava, the obsidian swordfish is a hard mode spear that does 70 damage and has a critical hit chance of 24%. It is the second strongest spear in the game, behind the North Pole, but can arguably be better because of its high crit chance. The bottomless lava bucket and lava absorbent sponge shoot out and recoil infinite amounts of lava respectively. Finally, the demon conch teleports you to hell. This takes longer to get than it takes to make a pylon, but I guess it could reward faster travel in the future. If you're wondering why the magic conch isn't on this list, it's because it's a reward from the chest. Therefore, it can be found inside crates and is not directly a reward from fishing. Caught in the ocean, the reaver shark is a pickaxe with 59% pickaxe power, tied with the platinum pickaxe and about the same as a gold pickaxe. The next best pickaxe is the Deathbringer/Nightmare from the Corruption and Crimson respectively. The sawtooth shark is caught in the ocean and is a chainsaw. It does 13 damage and is the only pre-hard mode chainsaw. It is equivalent to a cobalt chainsaw. The swordfish is a spear that is caught in the ocean. It is the second best pre-hard mode spear, behind the dark lance found in the underworld. The purple clubberfish is a pre-hard mode broadsword caught in the Corruption and it does 35 damage, making it actually kind of viable. Unfortunately, there is no Crimson variant. Caught in hard mode Corruption, the Toxicarp is a ranged weapon that does 43 damage and consumes no ammo and no mana for some reason. Caught in hard mode Crimson, the Blade Tongue is a sword that does 55 damage and shoots Ichor whenever you hit an enemy. Caught in hard mode Hollow, the Crystal Serpent is a magic weapon that does 40 damage and explodes into smaller 32 damage pellets. Finally, the Scaly Truffle can be caught in an ice biome that overlaps with Hollow, Corruption, or Crimson. This gives you a mount that flies and gives you increased speed on land. And that's it for items. I'll let you have your opinion on whether you think it's worth it or not. Moving on to potions. Alright, here I'm going to cover what I feel like the best uses for the fish themselves are. Almost every fish can be cooked, and most will grant medium improvements to all stats for 12 minutes. That means plus 3 defense, plus 3 crit chance, plus 7.5% melee speed, plus 7.5% damage, plus 0.75 minion knockback, plus 30% movement, and plus 10% mining speed. Personally, Most of the potions fish make straight up aren't worth it. The best options are as follows. The double cod can be fished up in the surface jungle and is used to make an ammo reservation potion, giving a 20% chance to save ammo when firing a gun for 8 minutes. Prismites can be fished up in the hollow at any layer, and can be used to make a potion that increases your max health by 20% for 8 minutes. Chaos fish can be fished up in the underground hollow and are used to make teleportation potions, which are my personal favorite. They teleport you to a random location in your world. And finally, Viapadooded Loopidoos can be caught in the underground jungle and increase your max summons by 1 for 8 minutes. The Blood Moon is a somewhat uncommon event that can occur at night sometimes, during which, if you fish in water, you can sometimes fish up enemies. I will run through each of the weapons you can obtain from this event. Firstly, from the Hemoglobin Shark, the Bloodthorn is a magic weapon that consumes 20 mana and summons spikes from the ground that deal 34 damage each. It also drops an axe that does 30 damage. From the Blood Eel, the Dribbler Crippler is a mace that does 110 damage, being the second strongest flail in the game, behind the Flower Pow from Plantera. From the Dreadnoughtless, there's a Bat Summon that does 35 damage. And for pre-hard mode, there's a bow that does 14 damage, a fishing rod with 25% fishing power, and a frog summon that does 11 damage. Alright, now here's where things get interesting. If you're fishing, it's probably because you're trying to get cell phone ingredients. That's the main thing you're going for here. A lot of the other rewards consist of different accessories that boost fishing power. Common rewards are paintings, small amounts of money, and other decorative items. Notable rewards are the Angler Armor set. The individual pieces are guaranteed after the 10th, 15th, and 20th quest, which boosts fishing power. You can also get the Bottomless Water Bucket, Bottomless Honey Bucket, and Water and Honey Absorbent Sponges respectively. After beating the Moon Lord, you can use said Bottomless Water Bucket to make the Bottomless Shimmer Bucket. Moving on, crates serve as a reusable source of chest loot for its respective biome, with the exception of iron and gold crates. They can provide paintings, usually found in randomly generated houses across the map. Pre-hard mode crates can provide Sailfish Boots, Tsunamis and Bottles, or other biome-specific boots. Iron and gold crates can provide ore, large amounts of money, and even life crystals. Because fishing has the same loot pool as chests, I could argue that this takes away from exploration and finding the items yourself, just to farm fish in the same spot over and over. So what do I think of the items you can only get from fishing? I would say the biggest payoff is probably the angler rewards, but if you don't care about the cell phone, which displays different statistics than speed and depth, there's really no point other than the bottomless water bucket. A lot of fishing rewards just boost your fishing power for the future, effectively creating an infinite loop. Potions are useful, but they take time to make and you need to judge if the payoff is worth it or not. Personally, I do angler quests in order to get the cell phone, and I find a bit of joy in fishing sometimes. The wiki itself even says there isn't much to gain in hard mode, if anything. I think fishing is maybe relevant for progression in early game, but that's about it. I think that doing this research into the topic has made me more knowledgeable and aware of how not very useful or motivating fishing seems. It completely comes down to personal preference and enjoyment. I hope I have brought you some enlightenment on the topic, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! And thanks for watching.